Hey guys, it's Thursday, February 22nd, 2024. I believe it's the 22nd. And so today, I mentioned before that in the back of my mind, I was thinking a version of Dan John's, Coach Dan John's, even simpler mass building. Not that my interest is in building mass, but I'm looking for a way of doing a little more volume on some basic moves. My last approach, I did, what, 2 days ago, just wasn't going to work with my back the way it is right now. I'm still in the process of rehabbing it, getting better, but it doesn't take much to set it back a couple of days, and then I have to just play catch up to get it back to where it was. Which, you know, obviously prohibits it from healing overall. So what I'm going to do is his even simpler mass program was dips and chin-ups. Chin-ups because you're using more muscle. You're using your back, but you also get some arm work in. And it's a volume approach. I think he picks 50 reps for each. I'm not going to start with 50. I'm going to start, I think, 30, 35 for my dips, and 30 for my chins. It's just been a while since I've done any volume for either one of those. And you get there any way you can. With my dips, I might shoot for 3 sets of 10, and then maybe do a set with some weights. For my chins, we'll just play it by ear and see how it goes. The goal is 30 reps overall. Again, probably 35, maybe 40 with my dips. And then I'm going to finish that off with 100 burpees to keep my burpee rep in check. Not that I have a rep. So, what I want to do, as much as I can, is get this on camera. Which means it'll be a little bit of an angle change. You will not see my chin go over the bar. That's okay. You don't need to see my chin go over the bar. So I'm warmed up. Hopefully I'm warmed up enough. Let's start out with chins. And again, chins will be for 30 reps total. However many sets it takes to get there. I suspect it's going to be at least 4. And then 30, 35 reps for my dips. It's not going to be narrow grip chins, but it's not going to be super wide either. Alright, I'm at 8. So this is going to be about two times a week. I'm going to take 3 days in between doing this. I think 3 days and then 4 days in between doing this. We'll see how recovery goes. And in between, it'll be my regular burpee sessions. Nasal breathing, not real fast. I suspect that for a while this might take a little bit out of me doing the reps here. No hurry between anything. Not taking a super long time. But I do want to maximize recovery. We'll see how my shoulders hang in there with the volume of dips. We'll see how everything hangs in there. Not sure how the 100 burpees, of course, will feel after doing dips. We'll see. Everything should be much easier on my back than the previous volume method that I tried, I think Tuesday. Excuse me. This is a combination of swings, squats, and of course burpees after that. The whole thing just didn't work for me, unfortunately, because I like that routine. Alright, I'm at 8 reps. Seven. Brings me to 15. Eventually what I want to do is have the volume set at 50 reps. It's a decent amount, not too much though. We'll see. And I will either keep it there and do as I keep doing, or I will add load. Use my belt. Start off light. It's 5 pounds. Again, nothing set in stone. We've got to see how things play out. See how my recovery goes. I like training every day, so that's got to be taken into consideration. I'm at 10 here. That's at 10. Suspect I'm going to be sore tomorrow. Just because it's 1, more volume, 2, something different. Now, of course, in Dan John's version, it's got high rep squats thrown in as well. And I'm not sure how many times. Probably once a week. I would imagine it's a 3-day program. Just to throw things out, like a Monday, he would do chins and dips. Wednesday, he would do high rep squats. Friday, he would do chins and dips again. So I'm at 15 reps. Means I'm halfway there volume-wise. Alright, got a little tugging in my left bicep, which has given me trouble before. So I might hold the volume off at 25 on those. I'm trying to train smart. I am known for training other people smartly, intelligently. I am known for making some mistakes in my own training because of a sudden burst of enthusiasm. I'm at 20 reps on my dips. So I might just do one more set of my chins to bring me to 25. Alright, I'm at 30. I said 35 for this, so I'll finish off with like just 5 reps. And again, probably just 25 on my chins, as I will be back to these, what, in 3 more days. I do have a nice bicep pump going on. Last set, I suspect. Five. 25 total. Did a set of 8, 7, 5, and 5. Five reps to get my volume for my dips. Alright, so the urge was to keep going and get 10. The smart thing is just to get that volume in. Alright, let's get this camera back to its proper burpee angle. We got 10 minutes on the clock. And we'll either get 100 reps or I'll stop at 10 minutes. Alright. Hopefully, no shoulder issues. If there is, I stop. Nasal breathing. 112. So no issues, so to speak of. I felt it in my chest and shoulders. Surprisingly, I felt it in my legs. I'm not exactly sure why. Felt a little different, you know, doing it on tired chest, shoulders, and arms as well. Just felt different, I should say. So, I'm not going to give a full demonstration, but I do want to demonstrate a little bit and explain kalpate breath, kalpate breathing, translated as fire breathing. Some call it skull shining. There is a sort of a fine line between the two. This is how I learned from 3 different yogi teachers, 3 different yogis teaching certification programs. 2 of which were specifically for pranayama. One taking all mysticism out of the equation and simply presenting it as, this is how to use this breath for these specific results, physiologically, emotionally. And that's mainly how I teach. Although, personally, I can't separate the mysticism from anything I do, let alone pranayama, which is such a subtle art. So let's just call it fire breathing. If you come across a video of someone who watches this and they do it differently, they describe it differently, they call it something slightly different, that's absolutely fine. The way I was originally taught to teach doesn't involve breath retention. I like breath retention. It gives it more of a yogic feel to it. However, starting off, if you feel better without breath retention, go ahead and do it that way. I like starting off everything with a full, deep, 3-part yogic breath. I explain this often. You're breathing into the belly, it expands. You continue that breath, expanding the rib cage, should go out sideways, and then you breathe up into the clavicles. And then you exhale belly, chest, clavicles. We're just going to do that one time. And then we're going to go into fire breathing. So, 1 full yogic breath. Gets me nice and relaxed, loosens my lungs up. The mistake people make with fire breathing is they breathe too fast, too soon, too often. We're going to do 20 breaths. And the key is it's a passive exhale. You don't have to do anything on the exhale. Just release, just relax. So we breathe in, we pull the belly back, and we do a sharp exhalation through the nose. You see how, if you can watch, if you can see my belly, it just falls on its own. And you can do maybe it's hard to give this many beats per minute, especially as we're going for 20 reps. Don't worry about it. Get a nice even rhythm. So I'm going to do one, maybe 2 times through. I'm going to put my hands in the chin mudra. My eyes will be closed. I have a soft focus on the third eye. And the goal, again, sharp exhalation, passive inhalation. And then just repeat 20 rounds. And then I'm going to follow it with an easy breath, a full deep yogic breath, another easy breath with a 20 count breath retention. So here we go. One more round. Normally, I would take an easy breath and go right into it, but I do want to explain as we go. Relax, easy breath. When you do the breath retention, relax into that silence, relax into that space in between breath. That's the deathless state. That's when the breath is neither coming or going, it's simply resting. You're in that primordial space of potentiality for everything to come, for the breath to come in, for the breath to be released. Just stay there. An easy count of 20 and relax. You can work your way up to 30. There's no need, really, honestly. You can do without the breath retention, and in that case, you would take a couple recovery easy breaths, and then you'd go right back into round 2 or round 3. This is what would be categorized as a coffee breathing breath, meaning it is a breath that brings you into the sympathetic nervous state. It energizes you. It cleanses the lungs, detoxifies the lungs. It improves the immune function. It's a great warm-up for the day. Sparks creativity, helps with concentration, cleanses the sinuses, cleans out the sinuses. So it's great for allergy season as well. Before you start, if you do have allergies, maybe blow your nose a couple times. And that's it. Again, you'll find different versions. You'll find different names. Most commonly, skull shining breath. And again, this is the way I was taught. 3 with variations. The yoga body they don't teach it with breath retention. The traditional approach through Sivyanda Yoga, the traditional Hatha Yoga approach is with the breath retention in between. And they'll generally do between 20 and 30 rounds, starting with 20, working their way up to 30, increasing the breath retention up to 30, maybe even more. Me, I'm not a big fan of a lot of the coffee breathing. You can do the bellows breath, which is a little more, you don't have the passive inhalation. You have a very forceful both exhale, inhale, at a very, I say forceful, that doesn't mean that you're ramming it through. It just means that you are using a bit of force for the exhalation, for the inhalation, like a bellows. And, but I prefer my, especially because I do this first thing in the morning, right before I meditate, I prefer the gentle approach. So 3 rounds, 20 reps each with the breath retention. I also sometimes do this with, before I do my alternative nostril breathing for my afternoon yoga session. Lately though, I've been doing Brahmari breathing before my nasal breathing, the B breath that I demonstrated a few times last week. Don't do this later at night because it is, again, a coffee breathing. So it's just like if you had a cup of coffee at night, it will put you, not a big deal, but a little bit into that parasympathetic state or that sympathetic state, and you want to be in the parasympathetic when you get ready to sleep. So, guys, that's it. That is the Breath of Fire. And any questions, let me know. I'll see you guys later.